All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about something huge, artificial intelligence and what it means for the future of learning. We're going to break down how this tech could completely revolutionize education, but also we need to talk about the serious challenges that come along with it.
So why is this so urgent right now? Well, it starts with a pretty stark reality check. The latest PISA scores, these are the tests that measure how students are doing all over the world, they show an absolutely unprecedented drop. Between 2018 and 2022, scores fell 15 points in math and 10 in reading. And look, this isn't just a little dip. This is a global alarm bell screaming that our education systems are under some serious strain.
And the pressure? It's only getting worse. On top of this learning loss, get this. Experts figure the world is going to need 44 million new teachers by 2030 just to keep up. 44 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's a staggering gap that really shows you the scale of the mountain we're trying to climb.
So, with the stakes this high, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at why education is really at a crossroads. Then, we're going to explore the promise of AI. Is it the game changer everyone says it is? After that, it's time for a necessary reality check on the challenges. And finally, we'll talk about how we can all actually have a say in shaping what comes next.
Okay, so let's get into our first section, education at a crossroads. Because these issues, the test scores, the teacher shortages, they're not just random problems. They actually point to a deep, fundamental tension that's been at the heart of education for centuries.
Now, what's really interesting is that this is not a new struggle. For basically ever, education has had this built-in trade-off. On one hand, you have the industrial model. It's great for teaching a lot of people at once, but it's totally one-size-fits-all. On the other hand, you have the ideal model. Think of it like having a personal tutor, like they did for royalty. It's incredibly effective, super personalized, but yeah, completely out of reach for pretty much everyone.
And this is exactly where AI walks onto the stage. The big central promise here is that AI could finally be the thing that solves this age-old problem. Can it give us the personalized attention of a royal tutor, but deliver it at the massive scale of the industrial model? Let's find out.
So the thinking goes that there are 5 key ways AI could really transform learning. 1. Unlocking the science of how we learn. 2. Personalizing teaching for every single student. 3. Making pretty much anything learnable. 4. Removing barriers to education. And 5. Being a massive help to educators themselves. Let's dig into what all that actually means.
Okay, so this is the crucial shift. For years, the internet gave us access to information, but AI promises to help us understand it and actually use it. This quote nails it. AI can move students from just passively watching a video to actively wrestling with the ideas. And that active part is where the real learning happens. It can become a catalyst for curiosity.
There's this cool concept in education called the zone of proximal development. All it really means is that sweet spot where something's not too easy, but not so hard that you want to quit. It's the just right challenge that helps you grow. The dream of every teacher is to keep every kid in that zone, and AI, well, it has the potential to make that highly personalized journey a reality for millions of students all at once.
I mean, just imagine this for a second. You're stuck on a homework problem at 10 o'clock at night. In the past, you were just stuck until tomorrow. Now, imagine having an AI tutor that's always there, that's not going to judge you for asking the same question 5 times, and can just patiently walk you through it. That's the potential we're talking about, filling in the gaps when a person just isn't available.
But, and this is a really big but, this incredible vision of a 24/7 personal tutor for everyone on the planet, it doesn't just magically appear without some serious hurdles. So now, we have to take a step back and get a reality check and really confront the challenges of bringing AI into our schools.
The first and maybe biggest challenge is accuracy. AI models can hallucinate. That's when they state something that's totally false as if it's a fact. In a classroom, that is a massive problem. I mean, how can you trust an AI tutor if it might teach you something that's just flat out wrong?
And this leads to another huge debate. Is AI going to make us smarter or just lazier? Will students use these tools to tackle way harder problems than before, or will they just, offload all their thinking to the machine? The real fear is that we could accidentally create a kind of mental laziness, where the skill of thinking critically just starts to fade away.
And the list of challenges, it keeps going. First, there's safety for young users. That's non-negotiable. Then you've got this whole can of worms around cheating. Where is the new line between cheating and just using a powerful tool?
And maybe most critically, what about equity? If only wealthy schools can afford the best AI, we could actually make the digital divide even wider, leaving millions of students further behind. And we have to think about what data these AIs are trained on and the biases that could come with that.
So all of this brings us to our final section, shaping the future of learning. Because the main takeaway here is that the future isn't already decided. We are at a serious inflection point, and this next chapter is still unwritten. We get to help write it.
You see, the biggest breakthroughs here won't just be about technology. They're going to be about society. And to get it right, we have to ask some really profound questions. Like, will AI change what it even means to learn something? How do you test what someone knows when an AI knows everything? How is the job of a human teacher going to evolve? These are the conversations that we have to be having right now.
And the only way we're going to find good answers to those questions is by working together. This can't be a top-down thing dictated by tech companies. It absolutely has to be a partnership with the entire education community. We're talking teachers, students, researchers, and policymakers, all at the same table, making sure these tools are built responsibly and for the right reasons.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this final thought because it really gets to the heart of the matter. The ultimate challenge here might not be technical at all. It's about our intention. It's this: how do we make sure these incredibly powerful tools are used to expand curiosity, to push us to be more creative and to think more critically, instead of just becoming the ultimate shortcut? The answer to that question is going to define the future of learning for all of us.